I'm at the Journey's End Mobile Home Park in Santa Rosa, where fire raced down that hill earlier today and just ravaged this community. 100 of these trailer homes destroyed. Now, behind me, that pile of metal, twisted metal, that was someone's home. Right next to it, a driveway, the burned out shell of what was their car. Next to that, another shell of a home. Beyond that, another car and another home and another car. It just goes on and on and on, street after street. As I say, 100 of these homes destroyed today. Firefighters were able to save between 50 and 60 of them. But there are at least 15 fires that are burning in a total of 6 counties in Northern California tonight. Napa, Sonoma, Mendocino, Butte, Yuba, and Lake counties. Right now, none of them are even close to being contained. Here are the latest numbers that I have. 10 people are confirmed dead in these fires, 7 of them in Sonoma County, 2 in Napa, 1 in Mendocino. The acreage has grown to 79,000 acres that have burned. 1,500 homes and buildings have been destroyed, and that number could go up as well. And more than 20,000 people have evacuated. Authorities are so worried tonight about looting, there's a curfew in effect for parts of Santa Rosa, the parts that have been evacuated. Those are the ones highlighted in red. They are under the mandatory evacuation orders. Now, the Night Beat's Joe Vasquez continues our coverage. He is live for us tonight at the Fountain Grove Inn. Joe?
Alan, you mentioned 15 fires. Well, Santa Rosa is in the brunt of it right now, and largely because this is the most populated area, a densely populated area. This is a city right here. You can see, actually, if you look closely, parts of this building behind me. We're in a complex that has 2 hotels, and it is still raging out of control. Not a firefighter in sight here. That is because, in many cases, these firefighters are helping with evacuations. They are protecting homes, keeping people safe while they protect those homes. Flames are still roaring through Sonoma County. The fires began spreading about 24 hours ago in the middle of the night, devouring several neighborhoods on the north side of Santa Rosa, destroying homes and businesses. This is what's left of the Hilton Hotel. It's been burning all day. We continue to hear popping and crackling and windows shattering as it burns to the ground. Tens of thousands of people had to leave in the early hours of the morning with very little time to grab what they needed.
It was scary, you know. It was scary to see the fires on the mountain just coming that way to your home.
Many evacuees will return to homes and vehicles that are wiped out. The tires of this pickup truck have melted. A giant frame collapsed right on top of it. Tonight it is still dangerous to drive through certain areas. Power and cable lines are down along Old Redwood Highway, collapsed into a heap onto the road. What's your concern right now?
Well, we just heard about looting, and that is really something I have a very difficult time with.
This evening, city officials imposed a curfew. It is effective until 7:15 tomorrow morning for all evacuation zones in the city of Santa Rosa. Meanwhile, officials are still tallying the number of injured. We've learned that there have been 23 fire-related injuries treated at Santa Rosa Memorial Hospital.
Those were patients that were exposed to fire. Whether or not it was in their house or not, I wouldn't share specifically those details, but yeah, they're pretty typical for a patient who is exposed to fire and having had a burn.
And dozens of more people in this area went to the hospital because they had trouble breathing. A lot of those were folks who already had some health issues. They went to the emergency room because they simply could not breathe. And this is why you can see these flames continuing to rage here at the Hilton Sonoma Wine Country. I actually just heard a story about a guest who spent the night here. He left without even the shoes on his feet, Alan. He made it back to San Francisco safely. One of many stories as people are dealing with a lot of issues out here, lost homes, some fatalities, a lot of injuries, and we're still trying to tally it up as our officials.